Georgia rumors are heating up as Kirby Smart continues to work to put together the best possible recruiting class and team of the future, and we got to break it all down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Georgia Football 365. If you are a Georgia Bulldog football fan, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a ton. But before we jump into the next part of this video, I have to say thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. 100 subscribers on only 2 videos is unbelievable and just shows how strong this fan base is. So thank you guys so much for that. But we got news, updates, rumors to get into, and let's start off with our guy right here, Preston Glasgow, currently a 6'3" cornerback committed to the UConn Huskies. However, we are hearing rumors that Georgia is very interested in flipping Preston Glasgow to bring him to Athens instead of Storrs, Connecticut. He has been in daily communication with Georgia cornerbacks coach Dante Williams, who is currently the driving force behind trying to flip Preston Glasgow. Like I said earlier, 6'3", 190-pound corner from Loganville, Georgia. So we want to keep him in the state. Of course, if you're going to remain an elite college football program, you have to dominate recruiting in your state. Currently, Preston Glasgow committed to UConn, where he has been committed for the last 19 days. So you may be asking, why is he committed to UConn but talking to other, or why did he commit 19 days ago but talk to other coaches? I don't know. That's just the NIL era that we are currently in. Coming from 24/7 Sports, he received a crystal ball prediction back on the same day, or actually was that one day before he committed? Let's see, committed on, June 10th, and then June 10th also received a crystal ball prediction from 24/7 Sports to go to UConn. So let's get all the math here. That is 19 days ago, not 18 days ago. I think I accidentally said 18 days ago before. But the overall point here, Georgia looking to flip Preston Glasgow from the state of Georgia originally. Now, you would imagine the level of program here, UConn versus Georgia, not on the same level at all. So should be something that Georgia, if we really get, if the resources are allocated for this flip, it's something that's going to happen. I always say corners that are this tall, 6'3", you can't teach them to be that tall. No matter how good Dante is, he cannot teach him to be any corner to be 6'3". You got to recruit that trait. Now let's jump into our next update here. Hector, someone who is predicted to land with the Georgia Bulldogs from Decatur, Georgia. He will be committing on Wednesday, July 1st. So we got to be prepared for that. Very likely the Bulldogs will be receiving a commit. Hector, 6'3", 305-pound defensive lineman from Decatur, Georgia. He is rated a 3-star recruit and 88 overall by 24/7 Sports. They have him ranked as the 85th best defensive lineman in the recruiting class of 2027 and the 69th best player in the state of Georgia. When we look at his 24/7 Sports composite rating, which is an average of 24/7 Sports, Rivals, ESPN Recruiting, Yahoo Sports, every other recruiting website, so essentially the consensus grade on him, also has him as a 3-star, has him ranked as a top 900 player in the class of 2027. And if the picture doesn't give it away enough, we're expecting Hector to become a Georgia Bulldog in just 2 days here. We will certainly have a video update on that on Wednesday, should that news go well for the Georgia Bulldogs. Let's get into our next name here. Georgia has been named as someone who is gaining, or a program gaining a ton of speed for running back Elijah Cromwell. He is in the 2028 class. And like I said before, Georgia has been named as a school to watch for Cromwell by 24/7 Sports. He's a 5'11", 180-pound running back, rated a 4-star recruit by 24/7 Sports, ranked the 172nd best prospect in the country and the 11th best running back and #1 player in the state of Colorado for the 2028 class. Cromwell would project to be the #2 running back behind Canion Spell for the 2028 class, or for the 2028 season for Georgia, should he commit to the program. Right now, Canion Spell is committed to Georgia, the #1 running back recruit in the 2027 recruiting class. Georgia, very well known for putting out running backs to the NFL. Think Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift. More recently than that, I know it wasn't amazing in the NFL, but Kenny McIntosh with the Seattle Seahawks was also a draftee. and multiple names, or I should say Raiders, Zeus, Zamir White. That's his name again. Georgia's always pumping out running backs to the NFL level. So that is what you show these running back recruits when you bring them in on their official visits. Maybe even you bring DeAndre Swift from the NFL and say, look how much money I made. Look how successful I've been in my NFL career. You could be next. Come to the Georgia Bulldogs and we'll teach you how to become a great running back like that. We do have some information about Cromwell from a national recruiting analysis for 24/7 Sports in Greg Biggins, who writes, looks like one of the most explosive backs in the Mountain region. Played a backup role as a freshman, but still showed home run hitting ability. That would be phenomenal as the 1B or running back 2 behind Canion Spell, because he can spell Canion Spell and give him a rest, maybe run against a more tired linebacker group and take a home run all the way to the house. Shows tremendous initial burst and hits top-end speed after a few strides. Very fast, home run ability. Has a college-ready frame that he can grow into and projects as a type of back who can run between the tackles as well as hit the outside. 4-star running back, you would imagine this bullet point will be there. Dynamic on jet sweeps and can make cuts in the open field without gearing down. Adds value as a kick/punt returner and a threat to score from anywhere on the field. Shows a very high ceiling and projects as a national recruit with the talent to play for any top program nationally. Cromwell is a beast. He is able to change his speeds in the middle of the field, able to cut very well. He can do jet sweeps. You can do a whole lot of different things with them. Those jet sweeps, any sort of motion, special teams. Overall, really tremendous recruit here in Elijah Cromwell. Georgia currently a school to watch, but we do not. It's too far out to start talking about who is the favorite to land this recruitment because it's just too far out. And fortunately, what we do have going for us, the only real running back factory all the way out west right now in the current college football landscape would be Oregon. Oregon putting out they have Bucky Irving, of course, the current San Francisco 49ers backup Jordan James, I believe is his name. They got a bunch of running backs in the NFL right now, so they're doing their thing. So you'd imagine, Georgia, Oregon, it's going to be a tough recruitment for Elijah Cromwell, especially if Canion Spell's there and you have to tell him you might not be the starting running back or even may not be projected to be the starting running back. So that's going to be tough, a tougher sell for the Georgia Bulldogs, but showing what we have shown already or what running backs have accomplished already out of Georgia, then that would be a great recruiting pitch for him. The finals list, according to Cromwell himself, Georgia, Notre Dame, Oregon, Washington, and Michigan. So Oregon is on that list, but Washington and Michigan are the other names on that list. Final update here. We talked about Eric McFarland, a player that Georgia was in on. Unfortunately, last night he ended up committing to the Texas A&M Aggies. This is what we were expecting to happen, so this is not a surprise at all, but he is going to be off Georgia's board for now. We know how recruitments go in the current era. Guys will commit and continue talking to coaches. If there is any more movement between Eric McFarland and maybe transferring or talking to Georgia coaches, I'm sure I will have an update on that in a later video. That's what I got for this video. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video all the way through. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and go Dogs.